And I mean, after all, sort of validate that I'm enchanting in that exotic way. Validates that intersectionally, somehow, some way, multiple ways, actually multiple evident ways, very evident ways, no matter how hard or how little I try to accept myself as transcendent of these differences, I am intersectionally quite separated from the rest of those around me. I think also many try to say that I shouldn't feel hampered by that, but you know what, very rarely, if ever, have I met another who matches me in the ways I find pertinent. Where is my car? Like, yes, speaking of intersections, yes, as is commonly understood demographically of these like race, gender, sexuality things, but also even just general temperament, it's just uncommon. And I'm not even the person who's the only one saying that, or even the core one saying that. I mean, I would say in my life, you know. I remember when Lana told me that a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, come on, it's Lana, about how they were really enamored by me, platonically speaking, or whatever, you know, as someone who carried so many, and this is before I even transitioned, carried so many different elements, such a distinct mixture, in a way that they had never seen before on a person. One of my first voice teachers, Brian Herring, whom I was really grateful for, he said flatly that like probably like only 1,000 people, much like you, in this country, in this whole country. Which, granted, that's probably the case for many other people, you know. I've come to realize, of course, I'm not the only one who has a unique or singular way about herself, you know, or about her life. But then it still remains to be that it's hard to find matches. We speak often of matches, soulmates, kin, you know, twin flames. Can you really see that alongside me happening? Maybe, but letting the days go by. How did I get here? Well, driving, of course. Uniqueness isn't always a gift. It can also be a dysfunction. So I don't hold that above anyone. I just see it as mine. A lot of people admire me in ways that really do take note of what I bring to the table. And the fact that I'm, you know, trans in the way I am, queer in the way I am, Black Nigerian American the way I am. That's not all of me, but hell, even going back to that storied topic of earlier, how old am I? You know? Take a guess. If you skipped. But let's not end it there. Come on. Let's not end it there. Hold steady. Be back with you soon. I am the sun. And the air. Of a shyness that is criminally vulgar. I am the sun and air of nothing in particular. You shut your mouth! How soon is now? Well, if you're so goddamn unique, why waste it on victimhood? I mean, it's true, right? I kind of whine a bit about, at least with myself and with those close to me, about like how, you know, I deserve recognition because I'm so distinct and I have all these distinctions and distinctivenesses and Jill exotic, Jill is toxic. You know what? This is very good for me. Because I'm just this kind of blob all day, every day. That like I'm stuck with all these like this stewing of just different ideas and ideals about what I am and what I'm supposed to be and everything. It's so goddamn nebulous, and it's so uninteresting, at least to me, when I think of it. Like, goodness gracious. And who gives a hoot of who's in the way? You know? I should be able to permit or veto whatever. But it doesn't work like that. We're all part of some sort of Congress. Not like that one. Why do I always seek permission? When really, more so what I should seek is, if anything, space. You hear it slip in again? I'm like Madonna in 2005. I suppose things were easier when I was a 24-year-old twinkette, and now I'm a 29-year-old spinster. Oh, everyone goes through that. It's a part of being human. It's a part of being human. You know, it's very interesting how I get along with so much of the mainstream. You know, it's like crazy. And yet, I always am left wondering whether they actually include me. Or if I'm just a vociferous pawn to contemplate. Such is life. C'est la vie. La vie è così. But going back to 24 versus almost 29, I have gained like 50 pounds in, excluding the losses I've had weight in the past 6 months or so, which is nice. I was like, what, 145 when I was 23 or something. When I was like 195, I'm 5'7". You know, at one point I was 5'9" during my transition as well, but kind of lost that statuesqueness a bit. Although 5'7" is a nice balance between petite and, you know, towering. It's like right in between, which kind of balances it as like somewhat mundane, but still notable. And it's kind of, it's 5'7". And for some reason, 5 to 7 years ago, I had much less problems with my hair also. My body hadn't filled out as much, and so I digress. But my hair was not as much of a problem, and now I'm just deeply cognizant of how much it gets unwieldy. I was somewhat then, but it was like, I don't know, maybe it's nostalgia's lens, but I feel like I have better pictures of those days of myself. Why am I speaking like it was 1973 when I was born 1996? I don't know, but oh, deep down someone is crying for help. It's getting late. This is only one day of many. Maybe what the hell is that? Maybe for tonight, amid the rambles and incongruities of this whole thing tonight, maybe for now I'll let it go. See you tomorrow. I'll be back. This isn't a bad angle. It's giving I'm ready for my close-up. Finally I see a different man. Only love can hurt like this can. Finally I see a different face. Tell me who is going to take my place. Waiting for you, just waiting. Can't you see I'm waiting for you? Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. You broke my heart. You broke my heart.